Well, hello there. This is Brian with At the Bar Podcast. Just before we get started on this episode, I'd like to take this time to thank you very much for listening. We truly appreciate it. Hey, we'd also like to hear from you. So, you have an idea for the podcast or would like to be a guest on the podcast? Well, send us an email to live@thebar@gmail.com. Once again, that's live@thebar@gmail.com. So just tell us what you think. And thanks again for listening. Have a great day.
Smash that like button and subscribe right now.
Is this on? Hello everyone. Thanks for joining us at the bar. Don't forget to take care of your server, even if that happens to be you. Let's head over to the table to see what Bob, Jason, and Brian are up to today.
Yeah, what the fuck are they up to?
I don't know. What are they up to?
Hey, how's everybody doing?
It has been a long week.
Has it?
You know, have you noticed we say that every episode? It's been a long
You
week.
know what? This week flew by for me, and so did last week. I keep
Really?
losing a day during the week. And I don't know if it's a Tuesday or Wednesday, but I'm losing a day in there somewhere.
I hope you find it. I really do.
I hope it's probably with us, all the missing socks and shit. And the large cups and the change and the things that we can't get right now.
Have you looked underneath your bed? They're all
And,
crusty,
and-
the socks? Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, that, okay.
I have a special Argyle sock for that.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to At the Bar Podcast. It is Friday, and we went and ate again. I said eat again. Ate again. And I don't feel so bad as last week. How about you?
No, neither do I. I ate much lighter this time and
Same here.
didn't hit those
Jenny
two
Craig did,
beers.
huh?
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but still, for me, that was a healthy meal.
That looks like a cocktail glass whenever they brought it out to you.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's nothing but tomato juice and some vegetables and then a dozen big shrimp. So you think
Yeah, it
about
looked really
some
good.
healthy seafood and a blend of vegetables and juices.
Yeah, so I thought it was cocktail sauce.
It kind of, it's kind of like a soup.
A soup.
It was a little sweet for my taste. Like I said,
Too
it
much.
was almost a little ketchupy, but yeah, it wasn't bad. And then I thought, man, you're doing good. You're not going to have the sopapilla.
Yeah,
And then somebody
forced it upon us.
forced a sopapilla.
You always do that. Like, no, we don't want one. Yeah, they want one. Here he comes. Like the guy won't even listen to us.
Well, yeah, they all know him up there. He's Bob,
We do what he says.
right?
Well, last week we left off with part 2 on Tuesday of the hedonism. And so now we're going to start part 3.
I don't even know where we left off.
Man, I don't know where you left off either. I think I remember y'all leaving. No, wait, that was something else.
Oh no! I mean, I think we had.
It was the rope tying.
I think we had just got there pretty much.
Yeah, we'd done the tour thing and or Bob had given me the grand tour there. We talked about the
bathroom.
most Jamaican solution to the bed issue possible.
Yes.
Yeah, just scooting in a twin bed right up against the king bed.
Yeah.
To make a super king.
Yeah, I remember that. And then y'all talked about the frost on the shower.
Oh, the frosted shower.
Yeah, the frosted shower, so that way you don't have to worry about running into it when you're drunk.
And yeah,
The red light in the bathroom.
yeah, they have a little red night light up there, right up above that shower door.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're either in there developing pictures, or maybe we're giving hand jobs in that bathroom, or
Exactly.
But that's the night light too, so that you don't run through that damn door. And
That's funny.
yeah,
I never twigged on the.
Jesus,
Sorry about that. That
Brian.
was nasty.
Why do you do it in the mic every
I know.
time?
I don't know why I did that. Go ahead. Ooh.
What's wrong with him, Bob?
I don't know.
You sopapilla eating motherfucker. As you were saying, Bob.
The red light, the dark room is what it reminded me of. I never could figure out. I was like, this looks familiar, but not really.
Yeah.
A dark room. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, and I was in there with a tray of solution, and some tongs, and had my cell phone in it. Even trying to develop the pictures I'd snuck, and all I did was fuck up my cell phone.
The pictures were never what I was trying to develop in that bathroom.
Right.
Now, cameras and stuff aren't allowed to be going on there, are they? unless you have permission.
No.
Yeah, there's areas you can't, you might get, I took pictures out on the beach
Well,
in early morning because I was, I'm the only asshole up at 4:30 in the morning out there enjoying the fresh air. And
You took real advantage of it.
and you can take some pictures of certain areas as long as you don't get other people in the picture, but yeah, there's the nude side. No, you're not even supposed to have anything capable of taking pictures on you. And if you are indeed nude like you're supposed to be, where the fuck you going to put it?
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
What do you got it just tucked in your ass cheeks?
Bob,
I'm surprised somebody doesn't have a lanyard with a iPhone case attached to it.
Right?
I don't put it past anybody.
Next time I go, I'm wearing a huge fanny pack in front, though. Yeah, it's like, sir, you're not sorry. Hey, this is for my, whatever, pharmaceutical.
Sunscreen.
Yeah.
Sunscreen.
Built a shed over my tool.
Put a hole in it, and they're like, you have any sunscreen? Sure, reach on in there. His SPF is 60.
It's popcorn bucket time.
Right? Just keep pulling on that pump. You'll get all the sunscreen.
Now, didn't you say there was a lady there that you were talking about, and you showed me a picture earlier, I guess?
Well, we talked about a couple ladies, but those were a little bit later in the trip.
Oh, was it? Okay.
You know what? So at the risk of repeating ourselves, let's pick up, if I may tattle a little bit on Bob, let's pick up on that tour. So
Okay.
we start the tour. And then he takes me over to the full nude side, but we're dressed. And we go back over to this pool, and there's a raised area. There's the bar and the snack bar, and I think I told this already, but you can get whatever from the snack bar or from the bar, or you can swim up to the bar, and it's got naked people. And so Bob says, well, that's the tour. He's like, moment of truth, and boom. It's like a fucking tornado hit his clothes. And I'm just standing there like, what in the fuck just happened? And then this Jamaican woman comes up, she's an employee, and she's like, hey, if you're going to be up here on this, Sarah, you've got to be naked. And I was like, okay. And she's like, no, unless you're getting a drink or something from the snack bar over there. And she's like, and then, you have to just get it and go if you're going to stay closed. She's like, you've got 10 minutes from the time you get here. And I'm like, well, okay. And I got the fuck out of there.
That's hilarious because most places you go, they're begging you to put your clothes back on, telling you not to be naked. And now you go somewhere, you better be naked if you want to stay
I can't
here.
tell you how many times at the fucking bar people have been like, God damn it, Jason, put your clothes back on. Or, you know what? We don't want to see that. Zip that back up. I've done that. And yet, man, apparently I'm all bluff because then when we get there,
when you actually can do it, you won't do it.
You guys, I'm shy. But I did go to the nude pool, a couple of times with Bob. And, to see where Bob lived, because that's where he lived most of the time.
Yeah.
Was the nude side. And while I was there, I noticed, they had some really lush plants and these, beautiful grass growing in this big wide open area. And I checked that entire area, walked it, looking to see if there were any fucks growing that Bob might have planted. And there were no fucks.
Couldn't find one.
He didn't have any. So yeah, so that was the tour at that point, and then I decided, well, I guess I'll go wander around and figure out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
but there was nudity everywhere. I saw a lot of action there at the clothing optional side.
Really,
I saw full on sex twice there.
Wow.
I mean, I was like, look, I go with the flow. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool, but still, I was like, gosh, damn, people. I mean, have some kind of decency. I could barely finish masturbating. It was ridiculous.
You know what? You should have brought you some of those cards 1 through 10 so you could rate them.
Right.
That would have been awesome.
I'm sitting at the beach bar, and this older Jamaican lady is bartending, and she's fantastic and funny and friendly, and she just kind of matter of fact about all of it. But even
she's been there for years.
Yeah, but the rope tying group is right there by it, and even she was like, ugh. So yeah, I think we talked about that, how, a lot of people felt like they kind of killed the vibe because they kept to them fucking selves.
Yeah.
They'd come up and eat, and then they were back to tying each other up,
I still don't understand. I can understand doing that as maybe a few times and then hang around together, but you just constantly do that.
Well, and they're hanging themselves from all this shit under that, thing. And one guy said something because we were sitting at the little bar there, and, me and some other people, and one guy's like, God, some people kind of heavy. How do you hoist them up there? And some guy pipes up, or some girl, and she's like, well, the trick is she's like, we bind where we bind at. You know, they're not binding the center point, you know, your center of gravity where they got to hoist all of you. She's like, so we bind you up, you know, in a certain spot. So when we elevate that spot, then the rest of you just comes up. You know, it's a leverage thing. And I thought, God damn, take it down a notch, math partner.
Right.
You know,
you had to get a degree in physics in order to figure out how to launch that whale 3 feet off the ground.
I'm like, you know what? The goddamn Air Force is looking for all of you as a load master on a plane for a big transport plane. I mean, you know, there's a lot to that. Loading a plane correctly, weight-wise and all that. And I thought, every one of these motherfuckers is into it. That bitch could secure a Sherman tank standing vertical with the back end of the plane open. It wouldn't budge. You know?
Yeah.
With Sissel.
Yeah, Cecil. Yeah, it's like, so I like natural hemp. I heard conflicting stories because several people were asking,
right,
why do y'all choose the rope you choose? You know, what about nylon or whatever? And the one guy's like, well, you know, nylon is smoother. It doesn't cause as much abrasion and stuff, but it doesn't tie as well. And the natural seems to feel, you know, it's hard to tie and the natural feels better and blah, blah, blah. And then someone else said, you know, the natural rope doesn't cause rope burns like the nylon does. I mean, they're just contradicting themselves. It just comes down to whatever the fuck floats your boat and whatever the hardware store had.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. That's like with any hobby.
I'm still trying to figure out, before the internet age, how did these people find each other?
Yeah.
I mean, were they just hanging out at Ace Hardware waiting to see who's coming out with 200 feet of rope that doesn't look like they're going climbing?
Right. I mean, you know, someone with marks on them and stuff.
Right. Bruises.
You know,
lots of bruises.
I mean, I guess there was, you know, go to, you know, the old look at the ads and stuff, the little underground newspapers and stuff, you know, wanted man to pork my wife, you know, or some shit like that. And
yeah, I remember. Well, I actually remember the phone lines when you could call the dating phone lines.
The 1-900 service.
Well, no, the ones you could call. You actually leave a message, and then the person calls you and listens to your message, and then you could meet someone. I actually did that once.
No shit.
Yeah, back in the day, I met a girl through there, and I had a message on there. She called me, and I met up with her and went on a few dates.
And did you tie her up, or, you know?
Several times. Yeah, it was crazy.
I hope you're listening.
But I had to level her out just right. You know,
right.
I had to call Bob. He had to figure it out for me.
Man, I'll tell you. It's, you know, but everyone was accepting of it. Nobody was down there going, y'all are freaks. You know, I mean, nothing like that. But,
yeah, everybody understood. It's just like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we all have our idea of what's fun or what's sexy or what's exciting. And, you know, okay, I can see, you know, look, just about every girl I've ever been with enjoys a little bit of hair pulling, you know, but not dragging her around the fucking pool by her hair, you know, while she's trying to struggle to breathe face down in the water.
Well, I remember last week Bob showed the website of where they're from. And
yeah.
Now the still shots you can see, I mean, they were kind of cool looking. Some of how they had them hanging and stuff.
Sure,
I thought that was kind of neat looking. It was artsy.
My aunt back in the 70s had a plant hanger that looked similar. It's called macrame.
I thought your chicks tell me your aunt in the 70s did that.
No, exactly. It's like it's about the knots and all. Yeah, there's some really intricate macrame knots. So now I'm picturing all these old hippie 70s type girls that are now old ass women all out there, you know, the house full of fucking macrame plant hangers and wanting us to come in there and tire the fuck up. So, and there were definitely some women in that age group there at the resort.
Is the dog still outside? Oh, I thought I heard her bark.
It's right here.
Oh, okay.
She's not happy with me.
Bob tied her up.
Did you tie her up again?
No.
With hemp.
Poor puppy.
Hemp rope.
Hemp rope. I always heard it's better on the skin.
Yeah. You know what's really good on the skin? Not goddamn leaving rope burns from tying people up. That's really good on the skin.
Yeah. How about lack of bruising?
Yeah, that one girl that had the huge bruises on the fronts of her thighs.
Yeah.
And it was like trophies, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh, and she had cut marks, and it looked like she was a cutter, and she also had whip marks on her, and she was just proud as she could be of that.
Yeah. There were a lot of empowered women there, Brian.
Yeah.
Me and Bob were talking about that the other day, how women empower themselves because they finally make the decision that they're going to, like Brittany, I'm going to get naked and I'm doing it for me. Well, that's what everybody wants you to do.
I want those women to be empowered that way.
It just cracks me up. I do not get it.
I'm a fucking pig apparently. And I got to tell you this story. It's kind of interesting. And I'm not trying to dime out a friend, but if I saw this TikTok video where these little kids, probably 5 or 6, and it's on a porch, and it looks like it's like a security cam or whatever, but there's sound, and the little girl's standing on the porch, and the little boy comes up and goes down on one knee, and he has this little, looks like a little paper heart or something he's made, and he asks her, she'll marry him.
Yeah.
And she says, no, I don't want to, And he gets all mad and throws the damn thing down and goes storming off, and he's like, you're mean, and then goes storming off. And she's like, wait, she's like, I'm sorry, as he just storms off and leaves. And the kid's name was Woods or something. And the video had the little heading. It's like, and Woods was a fuck boy for the next 25 years. I thought it was funny. So I showed it to a friend, but she didn't really find as much humor in it. I just thought it was a funny video. Wrong. She talked about, the stereotypes, that it perpetuates, I was like, yeah, she didn't want to marry him, but she still wanted him. She just, she's like, wait,
Yeah.
And, she's like, yeah, cause she's been trained to, worry about his feelings or something like that. And I was like, and so I got to thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, there's a lot of shit on this, man. I mean, there is a lot of shit. This little boy, he's spoiled. And I was like, as men, even, we don't mature much more than that.
No, we don't.
Fuck you then, and run off all sad. And the women have to chase us. It's all right, honey. But still, I was like, Jesus, man, I just thought it was a funny video.
But she didn't care for it much.
I don't know. I don't think she didn't think it was funny or something, so much as, but it immediately, she had a different perspective of it. And that's that being educated and aware of stuff. And as a man, sometimes we just aren't. It's not that we don't want to be.
I guarantee you.
Just not fucking awake to this shit.
I guarantee you, if you would have reversed the joke, she would have found it funny.
No, I don't know.
That's how I see a lot of people. They're like, and then you're like, well, hey,
I don't disagree with anything she was saying. It's just that it never occurred to me that, this little boy's doing probably what he's seen. You get out, grow up and get married and all that. And it's like, but I was like, well, at least the little girl, she said, no, she didn't want to, she's woke, she ain't doing nothing she don't want to do, know, but still, I thought, man, that none of that ever crossed my mind. All I thought was that's the funniest, cutest thing I ever seen.
When you originally saw it, was it meant to be a joke?
Well, yeah.
Okay, then it was meant to be a joke.
Yeah, I know.
That's the way I look at it.
But still, there's
people
always,
take stuff too personal.
Well, I don't think she took it personal as much as just that she sees a different perspective. Yeah. Seeing, okay, this is a societal thing. This is what we do here. But, I was like, well, fuck, now I feel bad for masturbating to the video. So anyway, that's
not real bad though.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with hedonism, but
you do it again.
Yeah. No, what I'm, it's like I said, everybo's got their idea of what's sexy, what's cool, what excites them.
That's where that came from. Yeah.
You know what? That's all fine. But obviously my flavor is a little different. Most people's are, I think, there's plenty of people there that were, for the whole binding and.
Well, that's I think that's what the place is all about, is to come there and be you.
It is. And, it's just that we're expecting maybe something more sexual, but maybe that is the sexual part to them. But I'm thinking, aren't you going to bang this girl? You got her, she's got her hung up.
She's hung
with her
up.
legs all bound up. I mean, at least pork her. But
she might have told him no beforehand.
Well, that one guy though, that's why I was proud of him, man. He came down there and
Laid the pipe.
And man, he did appropriate amount of slapping and tying and blindfolded her with her own bikini and spit on her, snatched several times and smacked the hell out of it a few times and then just left. And we're like, I was like, Miss Paulette, the bartender, I was like, he left her in a holding pattern. She's circling the airport here, and she's just laying there on this bed thing, blindfolded with her bikini top, kind of rubbing herself. And I was like, should I go in there and keep her warm? What I do, And then pretty soon he comes jogging back with his huge member bobbing in front of him. My God, where do these giant penises come from? Let me tell you what, this Eckridge farm having motherfucker, holy crap. Anyway, he's got like a big vibrator and some rope and some other stuff. So then he, used it to tease and titillate her and drive her crazy, and then, tied her up an appropriate amount, and then he did some rough gagging there, and
And by rough gagging, he wasn't using the rope.
yeah, let me tell you,
He brought his own rope for
he
that.
was just, oh my gosh. And
Would you say this scene that you saw, was that probably was the most shocking of the entire trip, or was there something else?
no, I would say that one was a pretty good one, because then he just, good Lord, he destroyed her. He destroyed her, and everyone's just sitting there watching. So, I guess that makes me a voyeur, but, I had a fucking pina colada. I can't just walk up and walk away and leave my drink.
Who leaves your drink behind? Nobody does that.
Miss Paulette's like, good Lord. And I mean, he's just going to town, man. And boom. I mean, it was, and I was like, but to me, I was like, okay, so they did a little bit of everything, a little bit of the playful, slapping and, and all that, the blindfold, and he bound her up a little bit, but then he fucked her.
Right.
He brought it to what I thought would be the natural conclusion, not 3 hours, and then we all applaud and untie her and then sit down and watch someone else for 3 hours. The natural conclusion to that for me, for my flavor, is, okay, I got it, we tied you up a little bit, now I'm going to fuck you.
Yeah. That's usually you think that's probably the natural
and the thing
ending.
is eroticism, sexuality does not necessarily equal penetration,
Right.
or orgasm, or things like that. But I would say that's the most common thing, is that, that's kind of really the whole point, is eventually one of us is going to come. And it's probably going to be me.
Well, the way I look at it, if I spend 3 hours setting the table, I'm having dinner.
Thank you.
That makes sense. Definitely. Yeah.
They would hang each other from the trees on the beach at night.
Yeah.
And I mean, artful poses too, translation painful. But they all seemed very happy to be doing what they were doing. There was a lot of banter and talking and socializing while there's like chicks hanging right there, and they were, teaching and holding, these little classes, and they didn't run anyone off, but they had signs, no pictures, and be respectful. And, they didn't want us down there going, yeah, fuck her,
Right.
So
Jason leading the chant.
right.
Why do you need to tie her up any more than that? She ain't going nowhere.
It's like Bob said, I got a fucking ratchet strap, I can save a lot of time, punch that bitch and then fuck her.
Well, I just wanted some big Jamaican just ride in on a horse with a lariat and just, jump off like a calf rope and just,
Gotta keep them doggies moving, man. Ropes are up, and then Bob said runs over there, the speed thing, and then, hog ties her and throws his hands up, and the buzzer, and we all hold up scorecards.
Now, did these people do that for the entire week?
every minute of every day.
Let me tell you what, if they weren't, they would come up and eat. They didn't watch the shows, except for that one night.
Well, there's a couple of nights that they had their own people giving a demonstration
and they would stay for
as
that.
part of the entertainment.
What other shows were there?
And well, there was like they had different theme nights. So we had musical acts. They had their entertainment director. He puts on a great show.
Yeah, his name's Winston. He's the coolest cat,
and
he's been there since 2003.
Yeah, I mean they put on really good shows. Like I said, there's music and not just Jamaican music, although they had steel drums one night, but they had this acrobatic thing they did that was just amazing.
That's cool.
These people on this rope, and it wasn't tying each other up. It was, but it was doing tricks on, from suspended from this rope and spinning, and the girls doing this, and very musculature and fit people. And one of the shows was, kind of sexual in nature, but, there was singing, there was dancing. It was, there was no sex acts going on. But if it was the rope tying thing, they stayed there for that, and then they were gone. Now, keep in mind that our group put on, like one night, the Glow Party. That was sponsored by our group.
Yep.
And everyone's invited. It doesn't matter. It's not like it's just our group. That's why they kind of felt like, they're kind of exclusionary. They're not inviting you. Hey, would you like to learn about this? No, but still, I would have liked to ask, hey, do you want to tie this bitch up? Yeah. But it's going to take me about 5 minutes.
They should have a training gal.
Yeah. Just a training girl. That's just like, I'm just tying a bunch of just regular asshole knots, just a bunch of.
You got a square knots to learn in Boy Scouts.
Yeah. You pull one string and the whole thing unravels and she falls apart.
I want like a good bag of Purina dog food. You hit that string just right and it just whole zip.
And this one girl, the one girl I liked with the hairy armpits. I really liked her. I don't know what it was. She was cute.
Just something about her.
Yeah, but she didn't have anything else shaved or anything else.
Remember you're talking about that.
Yeah, because I was like, "Hey, I like your armpits," and she's like, "Thank you. I like to keep things natural." And then when she took her bikini bottoms off, I'm like, "You lying snatch! That thing is smooth as glass."
Had you already, didn't she? And then she just tore you down.
I'm hoping she had a hairy butthole, but I don't know. But, from what I saw, it wasn't. But they were tying her up at one point, and the girl that was tying her up was like teaching too, and then all of a sudden at one point she like rips her outfit like open, bears, part of her body. And I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Kind of like that.
You can actually see where you're going now.
I don't think this girl was fucked the whole time she was there. I don't think any of them were. Maybe a few of them were. Maybe they went back to their room.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Had a nice martini.
They had plain vanilla sex in there.
Yeah.
Let's turn out the lights and you cover yourself and we'll poke a hole in the sheet. I don't know, but and it's not that I expect them to have sex right on the beach, but goddamn, they were just at it for hours and hours and hours.
It's kind of like watching a movie and you're waiting for the ending because it's going to be either a good or a bad ending, and they won't get there.
I don't remember seeing too many of them over at the nude side either. They were just nude where they were at,
right?
Near their pavilion, and that was it.
Did they put on any train shows? Tranny shows?
Like drag queen shows?
Drag queens, that's what I was looking for. I say tranny.
Well,
drag queen shows.
Winston,
he does a drag show one night. And in fact, he revived that just for our group.
Really?
He said he hadn't done that in several years.
Well, it was funny the thing he did with the other staff member, this Jamaican guy, he's in a cowboy hat and all that stuff, and Winston's singing the song, all this stuff, and basically, you're the best man I've ever known, you're not leaving, and then he's like pulling off his fake eyelashes and his wig and all this other stuff and his shirt, and the guy's like, no, like, oh God, it's a man, keeps trying to get away. He's like throwing his shoes at him and shit.
Earrings are flying.
Yeah,
it's great.
It was funny, and it was good, but man, they didn't show up for nothing. There was that one girl that came with rope tied around her.
Yeah.
And she was kind of cute, and her and her guy came up briefly for the glow party thing. And then they weren't there very long until they went back down to suspend each other from a fucking aluminum scaffold or something.
Now, Bob, all the years that you've been there, this last time you went, was there anything there that just kind of maybe shocked you a little bit, surprised you?
Yeah.
Anything?
I was there all week and didn't do a damn thing wrong.
See, how about that?
Yeah, there you go. All right.
I didn't get my ass chewed out one time.
Right.
For anything. And that's the most peaceful week I've had there ever.
Oh, that's probably the first time you've been by yourself in a long
Absolutely.
time. Oh, that makes
Right?
sense now. Yes.
So this friend of mine, she's aware. We went together and everything. I texted her a lot during you ain't gonna believe this shit, but she was talking to one of her friends, and her friend kind of agreed. Yeah, it was kind of weird for them to go together. I'm like, why is that weird? Two guys looking for some pussy out here in a place that's known for giving up the pussy.
See, I wasn't even looking for that. I was just looking to go.
Right? I was too, but
well, if it happened to stroll along,
if it happened to rub itself on your face while you got it tied up, but and I think there were some people that thought, oh, they're a couple, but it's not like we were holding fucking hands.
Y'all should have.
Even when we were out in public, masturbating, we weren't making eye contact. So
Right.
I don't understand what the fucking issue was, but yeah, we made sure that shit was clear. No, we made them move in another bed.
Just to let you know.
I know they're butted up against each other, but we're not.
Well, they weren't butted up against each other until you were having an issue whenever you were rolling over and your arm was falling off the bed. So you butted up the beds together, and so now it looks like we've got the play palace in the middle of the.
That's
the
true,
room.
man. There was a gap between the beds, but if I was sleeping on my side, this is a twin bed. I have a king at home.
Yeah.
So my arm would hang off that thing, and I've got arthritis and shit in my elbow, and I wake up and I've got this nerve issues anyway. So my arm would hurt real bad. So I need, when I'm laying on my side, I like to have that arm laid straight out, supported by something. So I move the bed up against Bob's. But Bob's on the other side of this king size bed, man. I got to tell you.
It just I was perfectly willing to take the twin. I didn't need the king size bed, but day one, 8:20 p.m. I'm looking for Jason after dinner. Can't find him anywhere. Go back down to the room, and there he is, just passed out.
Yeah.
It was a long day.
8:20 p.m.
Welcome to hedonism, you party animal. Bob at that point probably thought, well, shit, I guess we should have gone to the Grand Lido. This old motherfucker, Yeah, it was.
Well, you can actually say you've seen Bob fully in his own natural world.
He seemed me more natural than he probably ever wanted
like I said,
to.
we've all seen Bob's ass, nuts, everything repeatedly through our lives.
Yes, that's true.
Sometimes intentional, sometimes unintentional, but this was all at once. We didn't have to piecemeal it here. We weren't going a la carte. Oh, look, Bob's mooning us. Oh, look, Bob's balls are hanging out of his shorts. No, this was full raw Bob. Like sugar in the raw. It was Bob in the raw.
Full Bob in the raw.
I'm telling you.
Sounds like a porno.
This wasn't a 1,000-piece puzzle to put together. This was a photograph or a painting. There it is. Bob in his glory, and
that still makes me laugh. You said you wish you could have got a picture so you could have made a meme out of him coming back with his towel.
With that towel hanging over, just putting him in front of different businesses and stuff. Maybe Dunkin' Donuts or something. Here he is in front of Bed Bath and Beyond.
Just like Flat Stanley,
right? Just different fucking places. Here he is at the Democratic National Convention. So yeah, it was really something.
Would you go back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. There was this lizard on this tree, this little brown gecko, kind of matched the bark, but I'm up here playing nature boy, fully clothed. And he
knows about every tree on the island, and I didn't even know they had trees.
Yeah. I'm like, the silk cotton tree is, most of the, the Caribbean people find this to be, a mystical tree. He's like, what the fuck are you talking? But anyway, this gecko's,
you know where we are.
Yeah. This gecko's on this tree, and I'm like, hey, little fella, and I go up there, and all of a sudden, he's a little bitty guy, but all of a sudden he lifts up, on his legs, and he's looking at me, and he pulls out his throat flap, and it's bright orange.
Ah, cool.
And I was like, I know you, motherfucker. I know who you are. I saw you in Jurassic Park when you were on the Jeep window, and you went, the big frilly thing. I thought, that's your relative. I know who it is. Who's the dangerous one now, motherfucker?
I got my foot.
Who's scared of who now? Yeah. But I still don't think he was scared of me. But he ran on up the tree and things like that. So,
That's kind of neat to see a gecko like that.
It was very unusual looking.
I didn't know the island had geckos.
Right? I didn't see any spiders. I'm sure they have spiders.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
All you have to do is read the lyrics to Deo.
Bob doesn't look at nature at all.
Hiding and leave, highly deadly black tarantula, from Deo.
I know that they've got tree frogs because I hear them at night walking back and forth to the pool.
They're loud as fuck. I saw
crabs.
Yes, those big
not
ass
the kind
crabs.
you would think that you would find there.
I mean, those that were there too. But yeah, this big ass crab scuttling along one morning, way up on the steps near the main dining hall. I'm like, how in the fuck did you get here?
What was it again?
A big old crab. He's got the one big claw. Yeah. And he's like running sideways and scuttling away. He was big, and I was trying to take a picture of him. He did not want to be friends.
He was not happy with you.
Yeah, and there was one that in Flame Steakhouse during dinner, one that got in there, and some little Jamaican guy, shoo, or some Jamaican girl got rid of it. But yeah.
That's awesome. Dude, to me, that cracks me. I'd love to be in a place eating like that, and here comes a damn crab.
And a big old crab, with that one claw looking at
Well, it's open air dining. It's not like we're in a building.
Yeah, but still, to me, it's neat that they just come up.
And it's pretty close to the beach.
He's looking for his family.
Yeah. It's pretty close to the beach, but the one I saw that morning, right about sunrise, he wasn't nowhere near a beach. And some bitch was on walkabout.
Yeah.
and lots of stray cats. Not a lot, but there were stray cats, and they're beautiful cats, and I'm thinking these are some smart ass cats. They know not to fuck with these crabs.
Yeah.
And
well, like that time I went to Jamaica, and we ended up walking out there were just tons of cats everywhere.
Yeah.
And, of course, they said, well, we don't have a rat problem.
Yeah, that's
true. And they don't.
Yeah.
But those cats were like all over the place, and you could tell they were very well taken care of.
Oh yeah, man. When we were at
what a life,
we were at Harry-san having dinner one night. I think we mentioned the story of the guy's wife who, the waiter asked, "How would you like your sake?" And she's like, "In a glass." We all busted out and stuff. But anyway, so these beautiful cats are there, and they had to be siblings because they looked like two of them, and she just exactly alike. And she was giving them pieces of, the fish from the dinner. Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you have to be a stray cat, life could be life's laid back in Jamaica, but it's probably pretty hard for these cats. However, they know what's up. And if you have to be a cat in Jamaica, why not be a stray cat at Hedo? And she's like, exactly. She said, well, Hedo is all about happy pussies. And we went, yeah, see what you did there, and that's funny. And then we double penetrated her. No, we didn't really, but yeah. Anyway,
now us talking off the show here. Apparently, y'all had a couple invites, but nothing was taken.
Oh God, no. But Bob's got to set you up for that. For what's her name? Not Jeffrey. We're not supposed to say names, are we?
Can't say names.
The other chick's name.
The other lady.
So the other lady, before the later lady came, we were calling her Mima and Grandma and stuff like that. Bob saw something. Grandma. So Bob will need to set you up for that because he told me about it. He's like, you ain't going to believe this shit.
Okay, so I'm seeing a lady that is old enough to be my grandmother.
You were seeing her?
He sees her.
Oh, he sees her. Okay.
And her husband.
Yeah. And they just wander into the pool, hanging out. The next thing I know, there's like 25-year-old guy that she's got poolside, and she's just going down on him like there's no tomorrow.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and her husband is watching, and not just from
I couldn't do that.
Not watching casually. He is intent, and he is like 6 inches from the action. He's got a space down in the middle of that.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's a backup catcher or something.
I don't. Yeah, I don't
he's there just in case you can't finish.
I guess.
Yeah. That's messed up.
That is messed up.
Now, my thing is,
but hold on,
go further. Go further.
She's still there.
Yeah, and but not only does she blow this guy, hand job and blow him, he returns the favor.
Right. The next thing you know, he's putting her up on the full side, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I guess people just don't really care too much anymore.
And then he fucked her. Right over, and they went over in the little,
I didn't see that.
Okay, so I thought that they went over to the little area and he fucked her or whatever, and her husband, watched joyfully and
he went and got drinks, whatever.
Was he down there close on that too?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Gosh damn!
But we've been back for 2 weeks now.
Yes, and
they're
she's still there.
Still there.
Someone got some money.
Right,
just
now,
retired.
Now I'm wishing I'd have fucked her. I wish, hell, I could be their love slave and be like, you know what I need?
Be their gimp.
I like a 4-seat razor.
All right.
Exactly. Or, what'd be great?
That'll match your costume that they want you to wear.
Yeah. Something in mesh, probably in spandex. And then I'd be like, what's great? Like when y'all go to Hedo the next time, if I take a side trip to South America for dove hunting.
We will do that. Get down here.
I'll be like, well, okay, come on back. You know how grandma likes her warm soup. Ugh. And she's going to need a cup of man chowder. I'd have to do a lot of hydrating. I'm not going to lie. I'd probably hydrate more.
Jesus.
That's disgusting. Yeah, but
so the thing
she was DTF.
She had an agenda.
Oh yeah.
In fact, the group that they were with, they were what I would consider predatory.
Really?
Yeah, they were all older.
Yeah,
looking to
and
get
they
there.
made no bones about what they were. No bones. the old guys weren't making no bones. I mean, they knew what they were there for, and they wanted you to know what they were there for.
Now, at any time, did the guys try to get on the girls, like other women, Or is it just mostly the women going on
I
different
never
guys?
saw the older men hitting on girls that they weren't with. I saw plenty of younger girls with older men.
Yeah.
So there's some, some kept girls there. I think there's some sugar daddies going on there.
Oh, I'm sure that is.
But no, I didn't see their men doing anything. Some of them looked very tired. I mean, but they were enjoying themselves too. But these were all swingers from way back. They've been swingers for a long time. I bet you there was more Viagra and Cialis floating around there.
Probably they probably had more shots than anybody in that place.
Oh my God.
A shot for this, a shot for that.
Oh my God. They had so many fucking penis injections. It was unreal. And so the women were, Bob's probably said it best, predatory as in, we're going to get us some younger guys and gals. That's,
That was it.
and I don't think they were just, they certainly weren't discriminating among, against them, their peers. I mean, they were getting it on with everybody.
Well, I think that the one gal showed up a couple of days early so she could have start off with a better scorecard than her friend.
Yeah.
I think I think there was a competition going on.
Yeah,
between
man,
them.
that's where shit gets spread. That's where you start getting diseases.
Goddamn, they made it this long.
Snatch foams up and stuff.
They had the old style ones that you can get rid of with,
Right.
with
The old models.
penicillin. No, the old style diseases, that you could get rid of. They didn't have any of this fancy new shit, Penicillin resistant, clap. What the hell is that? Back in my day, you got chlamydia, you took a pill, and then you went on your way. That's
Right.
Yeah. So,
Ugh.
and like I said, you didn't have to worry about crabs there, or like Bob was saying, you didn't have to worry about those kind of crabs. There wasn't a pubic hair in the fucking building, in nowhere, except for me and one other dude, and he was an old dude too.
and y'all weren't bumping uglies.
No.
Oh, so Bob was clean shaven?
I don't know exactly how clean shaven. I'm not going to tattle on my friend. It's not like I was just sitting there zoned in with laser like.
Okay, I'll tell him myself. Normally,
he just doesn't want to admit it.
normally the night before I get on the flight to the island, get a hotel in Dallas, and normally I will.
Manscaped 2.0.
Normally I do.
clog their drain up with all the fucking hair.
Well, normally I'll do all my manscaping in the hotel the night before because, I don't want to leave my home bathtub looking like Granddaddy Long Leg Massacre.
And plus, it's harder for the mates to clean up all that.
So you have kind of a dick that way. It's like, yeah,
you didn't change the sheets, lady.
I'm only staying here one night, but you're cleaning up my bathroom.
Oh, God.
Yes.
So, but unfortunately, we did not get to do that this time around because we only got 3 hours of sleep because of the hotel fiasco. And so, first day we're there, I told him, I was like, well, I got some work to do.
I just get this vision. She's out of your league. Jason underneath there, just shave.
No.
How's that look, Bob? I don't know. You ever seen that movie, Out of Her League?
No.
Oh, it's freaking hilarious. There's a frame where he goes, man, I think I nipped myself. You need some help, buddy? And he goes in there and he starts shaving the guy underneath his balls and stuff. And it's pretty funny.
I probably would have given him a lightning bolt or something.
Oh, I know you would have.
Some topiary.
As good of
Almost
friends as
done.
we are, we're not that good of friends.
Right? I'd have been like, you're on your own, man.
Yeah.
I ain't asking you to shave mine, and I mean, but yeah, so that old gal was, and she's still there as we speak, taking on all comers. And, but her friend showed up.
The night before we left.
Yes. And she's got on this fancy bedecked hat. She's a fine Southern lady. And, this kind of sexy dress, that you'd expect a much younger woman to wear. Anyway, we're minding our own business, watching the show. We're done with dinner pretty much, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
We're just having drinks, and we're at this table, and they're in the area kind of below us.
It's a tiered dining room.
Yeah, there's like, where the front center of the stage is, lower than the stage. We're about level with the stage. And she looks up and sees us, and they're right down below us, and she makes a fucking beeline. And she's like, "Are you boys by yourselves?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're just, watching the show, And she's like, "Well, y'all can be part of my group, y'all can be with us, come and be with, And we're like, "Holy shit!" Whew. She was on it, man. She made it clear.
She was wanting it.
Yeah, she was wanting to be part of a Bob and Jason sandwich.
You didn't give her the sandwich.
Why would I waste good bread on old meat? That's fucked up. Like me and Bob's prime real estate here. Yeah. Too good for you. But I'm like, really? That's what I get. Back in the world here, I pick up the 20-something-year-old girls with daddy issues. Here, she's hoping I got mama issues.
Yeah, that's what she's looking for.
I'm like, man, it's like closing time of the bar, and I'm the ugly girl just standing here waiting, and and all these drunk guys coming up. Well, I guess it's you and me. And yeah, I mean, they're honest, man.
I love you.
And she was really sweet, but she was drunk too. I don't think I saw her sober.
I would hope not.
Yeah, she was pretty pickled when we saw her the next morning.
She just stayed that way probably the whole
But she's like,
time.
"Am I going to see y'all at the pool later?" And we're like, "Yeah." Yeah, because I was like, "Yeah, I'm hanging out in the nude pool tonight. I'm gonna go out."
And you did it.
Oh yeah, we had a great time that night. Last night, couple that was on our flight, we sat there and talked with them. They were leaving too. We laughed. We had so much fun. And you stop realizing that people are naked. You're not just sitting there zoned in looking at their privates. You're not 8.
Now, at any time during all this stuff going on, did y'all ever get a chubby?
No, actually.
Nothing ever happened?
No.
Okay.
I think it's something as you get older you can control. If I'd have been 18, I'd have been a walking towel rack.
Can you hold this for me?
I mean, you could have just hung your towels on them and not a whole lot of towels.
Get your towels. Get your towels.
You could have hung a few on there and it would have just been the nature of the beast. But as you get older, it's like, okay, it's just nudity. Even when watching the sex thing, there's more shock.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh God, I'm gonna rub one out to this. It was like live porn, but I wasn't trying to get from A to B, man. I was just trying to figure out what in the fuck, how do they have the guts to and it's like nobody else was there.
Jason's over there providing color commentary.
I was waiting for that. I'm sure there was
man, we were sitting at the bar, we were talking, and
play by play.
The one guy that was next to me, there was a lovely couple, and I enjoyed their company. He was funny. He was, he was a joke a minute, real smart ass type of guy. So we got along fine. And when the guy comes, there, that's, going to bang his chick, when they first come down there, I mean, he's naked as can be. And I was like, holy shit. And I look over at this guy and he's looking at him with this look of shock on his face too. And I said, "What's the matter, man?" I said, "You looking freaked out?" And he said, "Look, man, I'm black, but damn, I ain't hung like that." And, yeah. And, but yeah, I was just like, what in the fuck? And then the other one was I think I might have told the story, very, very large African-American lady, humongous titties.
I don't think I heard you say anything about it.
Okay, so we're laying there. We're laying there. It's the beach pool, on the clothing optional side. Right directly behind us off the concrete is the pavilion. I mean, right 2 steps away. But we're laying in these chase lounges. I'm right beside her, and she's reading a book. She's naked, and I've got my sunglasses on, pretending that I'm not, looking over at her big titties. Big titties. And anyway, this African-American gentleman, he came alone because his room was near ours. But he had a different girl in there every night, man. He was tearing it up. But anyway, he comes wading up to this girl, he's in the pool. And so, I'm sitting here kind of looking at him through my sunglasses and, he wades up. And so she sets up and he's talking to her, and he's like trying to turn down, So, he's throwing his best line out, man. And then pretty soon, and she's kind of quiet. Pretty soon he just kind of walks back over to where the bar, the lower part of, where the pool bar is, although they don't use that much there at the beach bar. And I looked over at her and I said, "Well, you got to give him an A for effort, And she's like, mm-hmm. And then she gets up, excuses herself, and goes to a nearby restroom, and then comes back and gets in the pool and wades over there by him, and he turns around, pulls her bathing suit to the side, and fucks the hell out of her right there in the pool. I was like, son of a bitch, it worked.
Did you go ask him what his key
No, I didn't
was?
say shit. I was just like, holy crap. I couldn't believe it. And I thought, well, I'm not getting in that pool. That water's thicker than a Snicker. I was like, whoa. And I mean, it's not like they were hiding, in the corner. Let's not make it obvious. I mean, he was getting to her too, man. He was reaching her. You know what I mean? He was. And
she knew he was there.
oh man, she knew. And then when he was done, he just like boop, and then she's kind of like trying to hug on him, and then he just kind of wanders off, starts talking to someone else, man. It was wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
That was the true sense right there.
Yep. And then she finally, got
True pimp right there.
got out of the pool and came up there to, sit on the chase lounge and drain, and I got up and left. Like, what the fuck? It was awesome. It was awesome. But I'm like,
Holy
once
shit.
again, I'm not turning away shame, like, oh my, so
Jason wasn't clutching his pearls.
yeah, I mean, maybe I'm a voyeur. I don't know, but it's a train wreck. You can't help but watch.
Well, yeah. Sometimes stuff like that happens.
And hey, I ain't making judgment on any of them. They're just doing their thing. They were there. That's great. Whatever, I mean, not everything that I saw, I was like, ooh, I'm into that. And the older couple, I had a feeling if we'd have been there 3-4 more days,
Something would happen.
that older group, I think we'd end up in the playroom with them. Oh my gosh.
Would you, Bob? You got in there with them?
I don't know, man. I would like to sit here today and tell you that probably wouldn't have happened. But, throw a half a bottle of rum down me and
You're liable to get on in there.
I'll just tell you, a couple of them weren't too bad.
Yeah.
Like we're sitting here all judgmental and shit, but keep in mind, these are women that are, at least old enough to be our parents. Now, this isn't the difference between 20 and 40.
Yeah.
This is the difference between 50 and 70 or 75.
Wow.
But there was a couple ladies that weren't so bad, and I'm pretty sure that me and Bob would have boned the one woman that came the last night. He can say what he wants, but
You think it's going to happen?
I have a feeling we'd have spit roast her at some point. And I think she'd have been appreciative of it, and she probably would have taught us things that,
Both didn't
she
even
probably
know.
would have rocked our world.
Probably.
And,
she probably would have taught us things that went out of style when I Love Lucy was young.
oh, yeah. I mean, she was like, right after we'd do the Charleston, then I'd do this for my man. And, oh, my God.
Do you think you could have done that with Bob?
What, spit roaster?
Yeah.
Like, once again, eye contact is everything. If you're not making it, I can think of something else. But if we're just sitting there staring at each other, going, man, when we get back, we'll have to get back caught up on the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Although there would have been jokes. We might not have been looking at each other. We might have been like just 45 degrees off from each other's eye, just looking to the sides of each other's head from, over this girl's back, maybe playing pinochle or something, having a thumb war, but
That would be so awesome.
but yeah, but there would have been jokes. We would have been making jokes.
Oh,
And been like, did I just feel you bump mine from that side? What's going on here? But she was, and she was very sweet. She told us how she was going to go scuba diving the next day, and she'd get us some pretty shells. And, I hope to see y'all at the nude pool and all that other stuff. But we didn't see her at the nude pool. And I figured they hit the playroom.
Yeah.
Well, what I think it was is they probably went back to their room for a little private orgy, and Murder, She Wrote came on.
Or cricket.
Right.
Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah. Diagnosis murder. Some kind of Angela Lansbury, Dick Van Dyke show.
Yeah, or Matlock.
I just see this big mound of people, and all of a sudden they stop and they
like-
slowly roll off each other and
Yeah.
start watching the TV.
Right. And, and then went to sleep. But so the next morning, we get up, we get checked out, and then we decide to have breakfast.
And we packed up too.
Yeah, we packed, we're done.
Yeah.
I mean, so we're having breakfast. And here she comes.
Mm-hmm.
And what did she say to us, Bob? As Brian shows him a text.
I think that she chastised us for not hooking up with her the previous evening.
Yeah, she said, y'all look like y'all are dressed to leave. And we're like, yep, we just checked out. And she's like, oh, no. And we're like, hey, we didn't see you at the pool last night. She said, well, it was a traveling day. But she was like, y'all were supposed, basically, why didn't y'all come and fuck me? You know?
Wow.
Yeah, like we should have been seeking her out.
Yeah, like AARP presents all you can eat.
I was right here.
Right?
I was right here for you boys.
I mean, you know.
Okay, imagine walking into the cast of Golden Girls.
I don't know. What's her name's kind of hot.
And then fucking Sophia. Not Blanche.
No, not Blanche either.
Not Blanche, the horny one. Not Betty White.
I always thought Betty White was
The
kinda
mama.
Yeah.
Or what's her name?
Wasn't that Estelle Getty?
Yeah.
cute. You know, she was actually, I think, was younger than everyone else.
Probably, man.
Yeah.
Knew she was putting it on a sexy boom. No. But yeah, it's, oh, man.
So,
and you know
y'all,
what? Old people like sex too. What the fuck's wrong with that? You know,
dude, I hope I'm that active at 77 years old.
There's a 25-year-old going, ew, looking at us thinking those guys like sex, or those guys have sex, and women their age, and that's gross. But to me, it's not.
No.
You know, a 50-year-old woman is sexy as fuck to me. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, she's hot. You know, 40, fine, whatever. I might even be able to go as far as 60, you know, especially there's some that's real pretty. Like there's this one model. You see her on some commercials, like hair commercials. She's an older lady. I don't know how old she is, but she has this gorgeous silver hair.
I know who you're talking about.
Holy shit.
She's hot. She's a lot older, and she looked damn good.
Let me tell you what, man. Come on. I mean, there are a lot of older ladies.
Oh, look at, who was that? Selma Hayek, man. She's up there. She still looked damn good.
I would titty fuck her. I wouldn't reach through all the way to the other side of him, but I would. You know what? Do you remember, let's see, like Grumpy Old Men?
Absolutely.
Okay, Sophia Loren looked damn good.
Oh, yeah.
So did Anne Margaret, you know, but I'll tell you someone else that still looks damn good is Bo Derek. And if you have not seen the show Ted Lasso yet,
I'm not.
let me tell you, you're missing out. Fantastic show. But the woman who owns the team, I wish I knew her name. We could look her up. This actress, she is, I think she's fine. And she's an older lady.
Oh, I thought she was older than that. She's only 55.
Well, yeah, she ain't that damn
I swear someone told me she was a lot older than that.
Somebody lied to you. Ooh, and look, they have Sofia Vergara, who's younger than us by a year, but yeah, definitely her too. I just don't want to listen to her talk while we're doing it.
Yeah, she's kind
I
of
want you to go deeper.
Yeah.
Bitch, this is all I got.
I mean, look at that.
Holy crap.
She's always been good looking.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. How can you not look at that and say, I don't give a fuck how old she is. She's gorgeous. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Look, I'm attracted to women my age.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's how it's supposed to be. So it's wrong for us to sit here and go, oh my God, that woman looked like our grandmother. Because if you want to be honest, I mean, really honest, those women that were there at the resort that were hitting on us, for their age, they didn't look that bad. You know, it's just
For
like,
their age, they look good.
just-
For their age, yes.
yes. And so, you know, and I think
Bob's not saying
I think
anything.
that's a fair thing. You don't have to say, "Oh my God, she's 75 and I'm just attracted to her," but she was attracted enough where a 20-something-year-old guy was,
I didn't give a shit.
you know.
Bob, why did you hit that? I am just upset with you.
There's
Why
always,
didn't I?
Yeah.
there's always next year.
That's what I was there for.
They're always next year if they don't die, if they don't pass away.
But then what were you there for?
To hang out and enjoy myself.
Yeah,
What do you call enjoying yourself?
doing whatever the fuck he wanted.
Absolutely.
Okay, there you go.
He had no care about
Well,
anything.
I'm just saying. Well, we always know Bob is the horniest man in the world.
No,
I mean, he
I'm
he
not.
owns that award.
No, and you know what? We sit here and talk this shit. Listen to the shit I'm talking about. You know, it's all just me just shooting my mouth off. You know, and you know, so it's just me shooting off. No, and so the thing is yeah, Bob absolutely. He wasn't thinking about work. He wasn't thinking about
That's always nice.
what needs to be done here at the house. You know, did my lawn get mowed on time? No, that's why I said you could check the entire island, and what you will not find is a fuck from Bob. and you know what? Isn't that the point of vacation?
Yeah, that's true too. And actually, think about it though. You go somewhere, you do something like that, you get all the food you want, all the drinks you want, and you can do some awesome people watching.
Okay. Well, and not only that, so think about it. You go to a regular resort. polls closed at such and such time.
Yeah,
you know, you can't do this. Oh, you know what? You and your wife are getting a little too, or you and your woman getting a little too
Amorous at the pool.
Amorous at the pool. You can't do that. Oh, you know what? Your wife's being a little revealing, and people are like, God, I can't believe this woman's wearing that, and she don't even have the body for that. And all the judgment that goes along with that bullshit. So if you think about it, it's not that you go there for sex, and I understand that now. That's not, that's not what I went for either. You know,
You can go there to
I was there for
yourself.
the experience and everything, but I got to tell you, and I was not as free as Bob. You know, I've got too many hang-ups still that I'm working on, but yet I walked, I have a thing about having my shirt off, even when I was young.
do I. I don't
even
like
when
it.
I was a young man, I walked around without a shirt a lot. And for me,
Good for you.
that was saying something.
Yeah.
But since then, I've been out in my front yard and shit with no shirt on, or in the garage with no shirt on, working, and the neighbors can, come by, and I'm thinking, what has he done to you, Jason? I mean, so it's one of those situations to where, you go to be completely free.
Yeah.
Not just, hey, I went to vacation, but there's these, restrictions and, and I don't want to offend anybody. Nope. You're not going to offend anybody.
Cool.
The only thing that you cannot do there is unwanted or unwelcome advances towards people. But there's nothing wrong in saying, hey, I think you're really pretty. Would you be interested in maybe, us getting together and doing something later? That is perfectly acceptable there.
Absolutely.
Nobody would get mad about that.
No.
What it would be is, oh, girl, I want to fuck you so bad. No, thanks. And then, man, come on, girl, let me fuck you. Then you're pushing the issue, and they're going to get you. They're going to run you out of there.
Yeah.
In other words, no one's supposed to feel uncomfortable there at all. You're supposed to be completely free and happy. It's like Blue Lagoon for old people. Just innocent and running around and a lie, and
Awesome.
It was in many ways. And I get that vibe. But I was trying to absorb it, and trying to get past my own hangups. And you know what? I think I'd go again. At first I was like, I'd go to Jamaica again, but I probably wouldn't do Hedo. I think I've changed my mind on that. I think I would do Hedo again.
Just for the experience and be able to be yourself.
Yeah, and it's not about the naked people.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, we're not talking supermodels here, and that's refreshing.
I think it'd be neat to walk around places with no clothes on and not have to worry about it. Just butt naked. Who cares? Just go.
Walmart, try it.
Well, people at Walmart do that shit all the time.
Right? So,
Yeah.
Well, another thing is, you go there, and once you check into your room, you toss your wallet in the safe.
yeah.
It don't even come out until you're ready to go home.
Yeah, you don't have to carry nothing on you.
That's awesome.
You want a drink, you get a drink. You want a meal, you get a meal. You
want to smoke, you go over and smoke. You want to smoke weed? Hey, they got a weed shop. Hedo, right there on site.
Hedo.
Weedo.
Yep,
That's
and you know
pretty
what? They
neat.
accept all medical cards for the United States. If you don't have one, you see the nurse.
Yeah, and for $15, she will get you a medical card.
That's awesome.
There you go. And not only that, hey, if you're into harder drugs, which I am not condoning, right there on the beach, multiple sources. They'll tell you we got anything you want. They'll show you. And he's right there, and you can find staff to vouch for him.
Yeah.
In fact, you can find staff that can provide for you.
Get you some shrooms.
And that's what I want to do. See all these naked people and go, man, I'm freaking out, Bob. I'm on a catamaran full of naked people. At one point when we left Rick's Cafe, which we'll have to get to about the catamaran ride, maybe after the break. Yeah, I'll tell you about that. I'm sitting there and it's a bunch of naked people. And I was like, here, let me get up off of penis height here. That was the other guy with pubic hair at the resort. And he cracked up. He's like, sorry, man. Because I'm like, his penis is about a foot away. And because I'm sitting and he was standing up. So.
And if he'd had a swimsuit on, that'd have been perfectly fine. But whenever it's just dangling right there.
And Bob brought that up. I'm like, man, we're swimming in here in dick soup, And he's like, you think that little bit of material matters? No, it doesn't. So
Dick soup.
I mean, yeah. And they did have you put on something at least for dinner. You could be scantily clad, but you weren't just in there full nude.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're sitting there staring at dick hanging off of a chair while you're eating.
Yeah, it'd be awful.
It's not like it's, rubbing along the buffet line as he walks past, dragging it along.
It's not
That's
pointing out that his next selection of the
Right?
evening.
It's like, oh, you want rice and peas, man? No. He's like, I want rice and peas, but it's pointing a little bit over here to the right towards the jerk chicken. Because I jerked my chicken a lot. But no, Anyway, okay.
All right. Well, hey, that's the end of this episode.
It's the end.
We're
Yeah.
already there.
Yeah, it's already been an hour.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah. You had your opportunity over there. Yeah, okay.
Well, we can
Hey, we can catch a flight right now and still find her. She's there.
yeah.
Oh, we can catch back up on Tuesday?
Yep.
All right.
Sounds
We'll
good.
do that.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, folks. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Later.
All right.
Thanks for stopping by for a drink. I hope you enjoyed hanging out. Next time, invite some friends. Like and subscribe so you won't miss out the next time we are at the bar.
What's up? That felt pretty good, right?
That was great.